Hello everybody, Vince Bognot here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a bootable USB drive for any Linux operating system out there. A few years back, I did a video on how to create a bootable CD for Linux, but today I'm going to be showing you how to create a bootable USB drive for Linux, and this is the reason why. Newer computers and smaller computers tend to not have optical drives anymore, and so USB is the way to go if you want to use the live operating system for Ubuntu. And the other reason is you might not have any blank CDs and you just want to use it with a USB drive. So let's get started with this video right away because it's jam-packed with a lot of information. You need a few things. Number one, get a USB stick / drive, whatever you call it. USB stick, USB drive, USB jump drive, whatever. So just get a USB jump drive and make sure it has at least 1 gigabyte of, that's it, 1 gigabyte. And if you don't have a USB drive, just go to the store and buy one. They're like $5 now. What are you waiting for? So once you have a USB drive, just put it off to the side real quick and we'll get back to that later. Number two, you need a disk image of your favorite Linux operating system. For this example, I'm going to be using Slacks. Slacks is a pocket operating system and it's based out of the Linux code. And you can click on Get Slacks and download the disk image, the ISO. But you don't have to use Slacks, you can use Ubuntu, Kubuntu, and all the other Ubuntu operating systems out there. Linux, whatever. Just get a disk image. So here's my disk image, it magically downloaded. And now you need, the third thing you need is UNetBootin. Just Google UNetBootin. Click on the first link you see and download for Windows or download for Linux. Choose which applies to you. Okay, so now all the things I need are over here. My disk image for a Linux operating system and UNetBootin. The good thing about UNetBootin is you don't have to install anything. You just click it and it magically appears. Click on Continue if you're on Vista or 7 and this program pops up. Okay, so now this is where you need to put your USB drive in. Put in your USB drive into your computer into an available USB port. And then go to your USB drive and locate what letter your USB drive is using. My USB drive is using the letter D. Remember that. Yours might not be using the letter D, it might be using another letter. So make sure you have the right letter for your USB drive. So mine's D. What you need to do now is make sure that all the files on that USB drive are backed up if you want to keep those files. But if you don't, whatever. Just format it right away. But just make sure you backed it up. Because we're going to delete every single piece of data on this USB drive. So what you do is locate your USB drive and the letter. Right click it, click on Format. Click on Restore Device to Vaults and click on Quick Format because we want this to be quick. Okay, and it should be done within 2 seconds. And remember, I can't express this enough, remember the USB letter that you are using for the USB drive. You want to make that USB drive bootable for Linux. So once we're done with that, close the Explorer. And now, back to UNetBootin, click on Disk Image, and then choose the ISO by click on the button with the 3 dots. And I downloaded Slacks, so go to where you downloaded Slacks or your Linux operating system disk image and locate it and double click on it, and there we go. See users Vince Bognot desktop, and there's the disk image that I downloaded a few minutes ago. And now we have to choose a USB drive. So click on USB drive, click on the drive letter. I remember mine was D, make sure you have the right drive letter, so mine was D. And click on OK. And now what UNetBootin will do is make that USB drive bootable. It'll start processing and it might take like 2 minutes, but it's well worth the wait. So I'm going to magically edit this to speed up the process. Okay, so now we're done. So you can either reboot now or exit. I'm going to click on exit because now I have to stop recording my screen and switch to my camera. So I'll see you on my camera. Okay, so now we're on my camera, and now we're going to boot my computer. I have a Lenovo PC, so to interrupt normal startup, I have to click on Enter. This might be different for you, so you might have to click a different button to change the boot, or which device you want to boot into with your computer. Because all brands are different. You can easily Google this. So, like, gateway, boot into different device. So what I need to do is click on F12, because it says to choose a temporary startup device. So I just want to boot into my USB device temporarily. And as you see here, SanDisk U3 Cruiser Micro is here. This is where I made Slack's operating system bootable. So now I can just choose SanDisk U3 Cruiser, and it will start booting into Slack's, the operating system. And then a bunch of text will start coming up. This doesn't do anything to your computer. All it does is boot into the USB device. Scary! Scary! Okay, now it's booting into Slack's. So here's Slack's, the operating system. It's really cool. See? I'm not using Windows Vista anymore. Oh, cool operating system sound. So isn't that cool? We just booted off of a USB drive. Okay, so I hope you learned something new today, and I hope you're going to do this with your computer, and I wish you the luck, and I hope you become successful, and thank you very much for watching this video. Email me at vince@vincebognot.com. Send me tweets at twitter.com/VinceBognot, and save 25% off your next hover domain by using coupon code VINCE. And anything else I'd like to plug? Oh yeah, see you later.